Thank you very much. My name is Travis Dirks. I am the City of Oshkosh Forester and Landscape Operations Manager. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Mrs. G and all of you for being here at Carl Traeger. Today is one of my favorite days, Arbor Day, because we get to start out and plant trees. Why is planting trees a good thing? Oh, yes, right away.
Planting trees is a good thing because then it gives people oxygen, and some people like to take appreciation of things that people do for trees, and yeah.
Yes, most definitely. Oxygen is very important, and trees are very good at making it. Yes.
Depending on the tree, it can give us different types of food.
Yeah, it's different trees make fruits and nuts and lots of other stuff. Yes.
Trees help with the environment, and it can help animals with their life, and some animals like squirrels and foxes build their habitat in them and gather food from them. And if we didn't have trees, then we wouldn't have animals, and some people couldn't eat meat or eat any food at all.
Yeah, most definitely. Trees provide a lot of very useful habitat and space for animals. Let's get somebody from the back here. Excuse me. Yes.
They help us make paper, pencils, and stuff that we need for school.
Oh, most definitely. They provide a lot of wonderful products for us to use.
All the lumber is helpful to build houses.
Yep, they give us shelter. A couple more things and we'll move on.
Trees provide sap, which makes rubber.
Yep, some trees you make a lot of various products and some rubbers and other things. One more, this guy's been.
You can use the wood from trees to make houses and shelter for people.
Yep, most definitely. Excuse me. Some of the other things that trees are good at that you may not know is protecting groundwater and keeping stormwater runoff, keeping our lakes clean and stuff. Trees absorb a tremendous amount of water off of the streets and grounds after it rains and help to purify it and take all the impurities out. So it's good to have trees all over the place. With that said, we also have Mayor Palmieri here to read the proclamation and make this officially Arbor Day in the city of Oshkosh.
Thank you, Travis. So good morning, everyone. Can we just give a big applause for Hooray for Trees, the new superhero? Yes. So I'm just going to ask 3 people, if you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? Good vibes. A flower tree. Purple butterfly shirt.
That'd be an oak tree.
An oak tree. Nike in the blue.
I'll be a pear tree.
A pear tree. Well, think about that. Think about that. What kind of tree would you be? I'm going to go ahead and read our proclamation to recognize Arbor Day officially here in the city of Oshkosh. And thank you to the school staff and to everyone for coming today. We really appreciate you taking time out to recognize the importance of trees. Whereas in 1872, the Nebraska Board of Agriculture established a special day to be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas the holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can be a solution to combating climate change by reducing the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderating the temperature, cleaning the air, producing life-giving oxygen, and providing habitat for wildlife, And whereas trees are a renewable resource that give us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now, therefore, I, Lori Palmieri, Mayor of the City of Oshkosh, do hereby proclaim Thursday, April 28th, 2022, as Arbor Day in the City of Oshkosh. And we urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Yay! Yes. Thank you. Next up, Travis.
Sure. Next up, we'll have Tracy Salisbury, Urban Forestry Coordinator from the northeastern part of the Wisconsin from the DNR, come up, and we have a few awards to give away for Tree City, Tree Line, and possibly Tree Campus is not here, but.
Great. Well, thank you very much for inviting me here this morning. I've got two very special awards. The first is to the City of Oshkosh, and who will be representing the city to hold up the flag? And I don't know, maybe you can get... Both sides. Okay, there you go. Didn't know if you needed a student helper or something to come. Yeah.
I need somebody taller than me. So
Okay.
This guy,
I'm gonna stand off to the side because I'm too short. Yeah, there you go. So this is a national award. So communities all across the United States can qualify for what's called Tree City USA. And I believe the city of Oshkosh has been a Tree City for 41 years. That is a really long time. So there are 4 standards that the city needs to meet every year. The first is to have a forestry program. And Travis is the city forester, so he's responsible for the trees in the community. The second is to spend $2 per person in the community on their forestry program. The third is to have a tree ordinance. And a tree ordinance basically means it's laws in the community to help protect the trees so that you have a lovely urban forest here in Oshkosh. And the fourth and final is to have an Arbor Day celebration and proclamation. So, what was that? So actually, by you students being here today, you're helping the city get their award next year. So give yourselves a hand. Thank you for helping the city. So on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation and the Wisconsin DNR, I'm honored to present the City of Oshkosh with your 2021 Tree City USA Award. And again, a great 41 years. That's awesome. Congratulations. Good job. Yep. Good job. Good job. So now we have a representative from WE or WPS? Both. Okay. Here. There we go. We could just put that on the table and perfect. Thank you. So I've got a second award. So if you'd like to come up. And I think you're probably going to need a helper too. So I'm going to let you pick someone to help. I don't think so.
I'll take that girl right there in the second one.
Okay. We'll let you guys unfurl the flag there. So this is another national award. It's called Tree Line USA, and this program is for utility companies that go above and beyond kind of the call of duty with regard to having trees and utility lines coexist. So how many of you like electricity? Yeah, I kind of like it too. But sometimes trees and utility lines don't coexist well together. They can grow up into the lines and trees can fall on utility lines and then our electricity goes out. So WPS, Wisconsin Public Service, has done a great job of taking care of trees so they don't cause problems with our utility lines. And it's not easy being a tree line. There's a number of things that the utility company needs to do to qualify for this award. And I'm trying to think how many years. Yes, it is at least 25. I think it's more than that. That's a long time to be a tree line. And it takes a lot of commitment from the utility company to meet the standards. So on behalf of the Arbor Day Foundation and the Wisconsin DNR, I'm honored to present you with your 2022 Tree Line USA Award. Congratulations. You did a good job. Thank you.
All right, I don't see anybody from ATC or UWO yet, so I guess we'll forego theirs. UW Oshkosh is also a Tree Campus USA. I'm not sure what standards that's. Sure, if you want to, Tracy, that would be fantastic.
Excuse me, I gotta go by again, thanks. Yes, the third award is called Tree Campus USA, and that's for colleges and universities. And basically what they do, it's very similar to Tree City. They have to have a tree advisory group. They need to spend $2 per student on campus on their tree program. They have to have a tree plan for the university campus, and they have to do a service learning project. So UW Oshkosh has been, a tree campus for, I'm trying to think, it's got to be at least 5 or 6 years. And it's really, really a cool program. I also want to put a plug in. There is a new program called Tree Campus K through 12. And maybe that's something you want to look into, and maybe your school can become a tree campus, which would be awesome. So anyway, so you've now learned the 3 different award programs that is part of the Tree City program. So thank you.
Wonderful. And so with that, hopefully you guys all have jackets because we are all going to go outside and partake in planting a tree. So I have Adam with me, who is an arborist with the city of Oshkosh. He is going to kind of run through or go through the motions, and I will narrate for you. So if you want to just go ahead and start planting, and I'll narrate. So the first thing, we already came out and dug a hole. So what we did was we found the top of the root where the root flare is. And sometimes if you get like balled and burlap or potted, which these were, the nurseries will replant them a couple of times at the nursery, and so they'll get 2 or 3 inches of extra dirt on top of the root flare. So you want to kind of dig down and get that off so that it's right at the root flare. That way you don't get any root rots or have any problems with girdling roots or any of that sort of stuff. You also want to check the depth and figure out how deep you want to have to dig the hole. So the real easy way of that is either measuring it with the shovel blade, or you take it the other end and measure it with the handle. Once you got all that done, you also want to check how wide you want to dig the hole, correct, Adam? Yep. So same way, you just measure, take the shovel handle, measure across the top, and figure out how wide you want to do it. So, and then you want to make it an extra couple of inches, extra 6 inches wider all the way around. So then go ahead and put it in. Oops, yep. You definitely want to make sure you take off all the tags, any sort of flags or anything, that ribbons that it has on it. Once you have it in, you want to make sure that it's nice and straight. And sometimes you need an extra guy just to hold it. Once you have it straight, you start filling everything in. and it's best to use the dirt or the soil that you dug out of the hole. Otherwise, you create a little it's microclimate basically for the tree, just a little pot of really good soil, and it doesn't want to leave, so the roots will just keep wrapping itself in that really nice loose soil. So what we do is we get it in, and then he's got some stakes because it was a potted. We usually like to stake them. The stakes will stay on for about 2 years just to help keep it upright and stable. That way, if we get big winds, it's not going to tip over and we don't have to come back out and straighten it out. And then once he gets done putting that on, we have some mulch. We like to put mulch around the trees. Does anybody know why we would put a ring of mulch around the trees? Yes. That's a good guess, but that's what the stakes are for. Yep. Yes, one of the things that you put mulch around the tree for is to keep moisture in, to keep it help moist. I know. Yep. Yep, to help prevent erosion. Yes. Yep, when the wood chips and the mulch starts to break down, it helps release other nutrients back into the soil. That's definitely, it helps to replicate what the tree would normally find in a forest setting. And there's one other thing actually that's kind of obscure. The one other thing that you put mulch around it for is, just like everything else, everything is competing for nutrients and water. If you put a ring of mulch around your tree, it'll help keep the weeds and the grass down so that the tree doesn't have to compete with the grass and all the other weeds for nutrients and water. And so we got the one in. He's just gonna put the stakes in. It's standing pretty decent, but we're still gonna stake it. But is there anybody that would like to actually help get their hands? Look at this. I got 130 trees coming in next week. You guys want to help? Yeah! That would be fantastic. All right.